Yes, you're welcome once more. I'm here again. You're welcome once more to the Supernovas TV. Here we prepare you for any examination. Now we're focusing on JAMB. Okay, we've talked about English language, how to get prepared. We talked about chemistry. Now we're looking at physics. How do you prepare accurately for physics? Now, a lot of students kind of get scared of this subject, a lot of science students, because we have a lot of formulas to memorize. We have a lot of concepts to understand. Failure to get those formulas stuck in your brain means the examination becomes like a war. So you want to get a formula sheet and you want to get all the formulas per topic. Okay? You have all the formulas per topic in physics and try to use them to solve questions. I recommend all-inclusive calculations in physics. Is very good calculations. Okay, because most of the questions in physics and JAMB is actually based on calculations and the unnecessary based topics. Okay, so you want to get the all-inclusive calculation. You have new school. I've spoken about all these books before now in our previous videos. Okay, you have those materials and then your past questions. Remember the fat success. Okay, is very good. You can use it, get it, and it's about 2,000 naira. Okay, get it and prepare accurately, topic by topic. Okay, and then what are the topics? Actually, JAM asks questions from almost all topics there. Okay, especially those. Okay, you have fundamental and derived quantity as initial. Those ones are easily understood. But you have questions on the dimensions. Okay, and then maybe measurements using the micrometer screw gauge and vernier calipers, how the measure of accuracy and all that. Okay, and then you also go into motion. You have first part of motion, you have the second part of motion. The one talks about kind of types of motion, circular motion and all that, rotatory. Okay, those are preliminaries. Okay, you also have to go through angular velocity, centripetal force, centrifugal, their formulas, and how to use them in calculations. In physics, one thing is very important. You have to know how to convert your units to the units you actually needed to perform the calculation. A lot of students don't know how to convert units. They know how many centimeters make a meter, how many grams make a kilogram. So that's a starting point. You have to know how to convert units from hours to seconds, from seconds to hours. 3,600 seconds makes 1 hour. 60 seconds makes 1 hour. So you have to know all those conversions. Also, talked about motion. We have force. Okay, that's was under that was friction. Okay, calculation under friction. Okay, we have a broad section there. A lot of students don't know the complexity under that or the complex questions under that. We have a lot of complex questions under friction and its calculations. Okay, and then work, energy, and power. That's quite simple too. Okay, work is just like force times distance over time taken. Power is just work is just force times distance, while power is force times distance over time taken. Okay, you can always use that. You can always convert units. Take note, and for every calculation you perform, whatever values you want to use, okay, you always have an answer there. So take note of that. The fact that you have an answer in the option doesn't mean you're correct, but you have to be sure of what you're doing so that you get the right answer. Okay, and in physics, you want to be very fast. Be very fast because you have a lot of questions. Before you read through the question and understand it and know the right formula to use, that's key. Okay, so you have a lot of questions and you have to be very fast in a subject like physics. Your calculator may not be responding that fast. So you have to do a lot of calculations here. A lot of calculations has to be done here in physics, in chemistry. A lot of calculations. Even before you punch that calculator on the screen, you have to arrive at a near answer value. Okay, so that you be very fast. A lot of operations. You have to do them in your brain. All right, so and then you have other topics. You have a simple harmonic motion, talking about the to and fro, this pendulum bob. You have the energy, potential, kinetic energy, and calculations that involve, rise and fall of a body and in an elevator or in a lift. The equations that concerned in that section. Okay, you also have projectiles. Okay, that's still on the motion. Projectiles. Okay, there are formulas on the projectiles you have to take note of. Time of flight, time to reach the maximum height, formula for maximum height, formula for range. Okay, then the equations of motion. You have to know how to use each of them. Okay, not for every question, but the specific one you have to use, you have to master that. Okay, I recommend that you kind of, after reading each topic to understand, you solve questions, okay, under each topic. Like I've said in the chemistry preparation, you pick your five suspects, you go through about 50 questions there. Per topic, it will help. All right, you also have machines. Okay, load, effort, mechanical advantage, VR, okay, is equal to distance moved by effort over distance moved by load. VR is equal to 1 over sine theta for an inclined plane. Okay, you need to have all the formulas under each type of machine. A wage, a gear, in an inclined plane. Okay, each type of machine has a formula for mechanical advantage. You have, okay, the wheel and axle, for example, okay, different formulas. So you have to take note of all that. Okay, JAMB will test you in the areas that you least expect. Those areas that are quite complicated, that's what they're interested in. So you have to do your revision, very comprehensive. Okay, although this is not the time to read afresh, this is the time to revise. That's why we're putting up how to revise for the forthcoming examination. Okay, and then you have other topics. Okay, you have the electric field, the magnetic field, the gravitational field. Okay, concepts under that, each of them. For example, the electric motor and all that. You also have calculations on the transformer. Okay, conversions. Okay, from step up to step down, the relationship that exists there. Okay, energy quantization. You have pressure in liquids, pressure. Yeah, in solids. Okay, calculations of the pressure. You have calculation of the upthrust. Okay, that's pressure in liquids. Okay, you have to go through that very well. You also have the AC circuits, impedance, reactance. Okay, I'm just mentioning all this so that you know that these are actually important areas you need to revise. Okay, you have to calculate peak value or root mean square value. You have to calculate inductive reactance or capacitive reactance. Okay, those are areas you need to revise very well. You also have reductivity, electrolysis, also in physics. Okay, just like they are in chemistry, but not actually very the same. So you have to go through them. Okay, very well. Also, um, there are many other topics I'm not actually mentioning. Okay, but like I've said, you just prepare and then be fast because this is actually one subject that you don't want to be left behind. Okay, so and you can actually attempt and get 100 of 100. That's the beauty of it. Once you show off your formulas, you show off each concept, you can attempt the questions and get everything in good time. But you have to be very fast. Okay, so in the next video, we'll just discuss biology, how to attempt questions there. Okay, where the focus is actually what JAMB expects of you. And then we'll also look at your writing the exam. How can you coordinate yourself for a better performance? Thank you.